Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the first episode of the Global Renaissance Podcast. That's a fire name, man.
That's fire name. I'm not gonna hold you, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So, for those of you who don't know me, though, I mean, if you got to the podcast, I assume you know who I am. But if you don't know who I am, my name is Trevor Barron. I'm from Boston, Massachusetts. Not really. I'm from Stoughton, Massachusetts. But if you're not from Massachusetts, you don't know where that is. But, I am 22 years old. I'm an entrepreneur, investor, podcaster, artist, musician. I do a lot. I recently just graduated from Harvard University with a BA in government, which is basically political science. But I don't care about none of that. I'm just coming on here to really just provide insight, right? I mean, I have certain perspectives, but I know a lot of people who have whole lot of different perspectives just on life. And so I really wanted to bring those to a space where I can really just talk about those different things. I've been doing something similar on Instagram Live now for a couple months. Wanted to bring it long form to a podcast, so this is what I'm doing. So y'all are tuning in with the first episode, so bear with us. If we mess up, you gonna see it is what it is. It's part of the journey. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Now, right here with me to my left, right, I have a very great man. We got the one, the only Thierno Sall.
What's going on?
20 years old, bro. Just turned 20. Like, what was it? Four days ago, right?
Getting old, bro.
Just turned 20. Y'all see the curls busting, you know what I'm saying? You see the skin glowing. But yeah, Thierno, go ahead and introduce yourself, bro.
Like Trevor said, man, shout out to my brother. I'm honored to be on the first episode, you know what I'm saying? First episode, but my name's Thierno Sall, just turned 20 years old. I'm from Revere, Massachusetts, right outside of Boston, so we could just say Boston. I'm currently, pursuing a bachelor's degree in finance, minor in entrepreneurship. Just like Trevor, I'm an investor, I'm a business owner, I'm also a fashion designer, I'm saying? I have my own clothing brand, Fabfula the gang, you know what I'm saying? Also ECX, e-commerce, if that's, I really dibble and dabble into a bunch of different things, and you know what I'm saying? It's just crazy how life works to where, 19, 20 years old, been able to just do different things on a regular day-to-day basis. So, it's a little bit about me. I play basketball, I'm in the gym all the time, health as well. So, yeah.
Facts. So, basically, like I said, and I hope y'all can hear us, we're doing a one mic thing. Like I said, this is all like off rip, off
Trust
top.
the process.
There's
Trust
no
the process.
script here. I didn't write down any notes or anything like that. So this is really coming straight off the dome. Really wanted to have organic conversation. Like I said, I mean, right here, I'm a 20-year-old entrepreneur. Right now, you moving with like 5 streams of income, something like that.
4 or 5.
Yeah, so he has an organization of over 200 people that he leads, right? So first of all, I want you to just kind of break down like how you got to where you're at in terms of like being in the entrepreneurship space, right? You're in college. It's not a lot of college students that are running businesses. I mean, I know people who do it, but it's not like the common traditional path of a college student. So like, how did you get to the point where you're like, all right, cool, I want to be running businesses, I want to be investing while I'm in college and not do what everybody else is doing?
For me, it was just more of I kind of really saw what everyone else was doing. And I was like, it's not what the type of life I really, really want to live. So, me being the person I am, I kind of really started to, do research, really look into different things, just really find ways to make money. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I was like, I'm not trying to be the typical broke college kid. So I was like, okay, cool. How can I get into different stuff, connected with the right people, right? Networked with the right people, and then boom, got into one stream, which kind of, was the snowball effect into all the other stuff. So it was kind of just really connecting with the right people and looking for information, you know what I'm saying, which kind of caused me to say, like, let me really do different stuff instead of just settling to be a regular college kid and, live off, whatever, work, study, or low food at school and stuff. So it was just really little stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, that kind of was like, let me get to it type thing.
Say that. And I know you were working, right, a lot. You worked a lot. So, like, would you say you were always kind of the hustler type?
Yeah, I would say I'm a natural born hustler. You know what I'm saying? I was kind of raised that way. My parents are that way. Kind of got it out the mud. I'm first generation, so it's kind of different. You know what I mean? Being first generation, you kind of, and also being the oldest, you kind of are the test. You're the test dummy in all reality. You know what I'm saying? Like, your parents test everything out on you. So I was kind of forced to hustle in every little thing that I ever wanted in life. So I love it though. I love it.
I heard. And now, at what point did you decide, like, was it always something where you knew, like, all right, entrepreneurship is something I want to get into. I want to be owning businesses. Like, where did that idea come from? Like, when did that set in your mind? Like, this is something I actually want to pursue.
So for me, entrepreneurship was really more of a. So growing up, I wanted to go to the league. I wanted to go to the
Facts.
league. I was like, I'm trying to live the life that they lived, and then I was like, okay, I'm not even like 6 feet, so that wasn't gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? And then I was like, okay, how can I get the lifestyle that they're living? So I was like, okay, regular people that work jobs don't have that lifestyle. So I was like, this is the lifestyle I want, so I got to just find a way. You know what I'm saying, to get to it. So it was really just more of I kind of wanted to know what lifestyle I wanted to live, and if entrepreneurship was the way to get to it, that's kind of how I attacked it. It wasn't really more of oh, I want to be an entrepreneur. It was just like, kind of just became one. I didn't really have the vision for it. I just know what type of life I wanted to live, so I just pursued that.
Got you. Who was your favorite player growing up?
Paul George, man.
Paul George.
You know what I'm saying? He's having a rough series. You know what I'm saying? Missed some clutch free throws the other day, but we're gonna be back. Clippers finna win the chip.
So for me, I'm gonna jump real quick, and if y'all don't know, my brain goes like 17 different places at once. So if this
So
isn't
it's a
like
Harvard grad
cohesive,
stuff.
don't blame me, right? But you was talking about basketball. I know me and you, like, I love basketball too.
I love it.
Right, I'm a Michael Jordan stan. I used to have like a Macy's bag. Like, y'all know the Macy's bag be real big. Right? I used to have a Macy's bag full of Michael Jordan VHSs. Probably some of y'all probably don't even know what a VHS is. You know what I'm saying? I'm old. But I used to watch those tapes like religiously. Growing up, watching Kobe, watching Paul Pierce, watching KG, watching all of these different people, AI, all that. Mic closer, but like watching all these different people. Like, ball was life.
Yeah,
like,
easily
we
was.
always watch basketball. Play basketball. I'm the type, like, I go play pickup for 6 hours straight, not even care.
Same.
But now, right, with everything that you got going on, how do you make that sacrifice on a consistent basis? Because I know you probably don't watch basketball nearly as much as you used to. You probably don't play basketball nearly as much as you used to, right? Basketball just being one of those things, but how is it that you sacrifice the things that you used to really love and enjoy doing, and put your energy and effort into the things that you got going on? How do you approach making those sacrifices on a day-to-day basis?
So for me, I kind of, sacrifices wasn't really a hard thing, because it was just more of if you really want something, you'll be willing to do whatever. So I kind of put it into a realization was, if I stop watching basketball for the next 2 years, you know what I'm saying? If I go to a Celtics game right now, shout out to the Celtics, shout out Jason Tatum, I might not be able to get the best seats, you know what I'm saying? But say if I put in the work, really just separate myself, sacrifice that, I'll be able to see courtside.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how it was. You know what I mean? I know me and you always talk about, having courtside seats. You know what I mean?
Usually
really
catches courtside at NBA Finals
literally.
2022.
You're going to see us like this.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? You feel me?
Don't
But
play.
it was kind of really like that kind of really made me sacrifice. So it was just like, okay, this is where I am now. This is where I want to go. What I got to give up. So it wasn't really that hard of a decision. It was just more of you got to do what you got to do type thing.
Was there anything where it was like, dang, like, I'm not trying to give this up?
For me, it was, I wouldn't say for me, even before I really get into the entrepreneurship realm, I was just like, I'm doing whatever I got to do to get to the money. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it was, going to bed early, going to bed late, if it was, not going out, I was willing to do that because I was a hustler. Like, I just didn't want to be broke. So I was willing to, move anything that was in the way of that. So it wasn't like sacrifice, but I was willing to make it type thing. It wasn't really something that held me back.
All right. How would you describe yourself? Right, because I think you have very unique qualities that you don't see in a lot of, like, especially 20-year-olds. Right. I mean, you started this business when you were 18.
Yeah.
So I seen you at 18, 19. Right. Like, you got a lot of qualities. Your demeanor's not very much like similar to other. I mean, I remember 18, 19. Right. Like, I was acting a fool. All I did was smoke weed, and play basketball. So, like, how would you describe yourself? Like, what do you feel like your dominant qualities are? Like, what are your top? So give me, like, your dominant qualities, and, like, give me your, like, top values.
Like a quality, I would say I feel like I'm a pretty versatile person. That counts, right? Like a versatility. I feel like I could relate to a lot of people in different things and be in different rooms and not feel like I don't fit in. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like versatility is one. Another thing is, I really feel like I think outside the box. I don't really think like a regular person where I'm kind of thinking about all the possibilities, all the solutions all at one time and being able to adjust to it right then and there. And then a third one, I would say another quality is I feel like, I'm just out the way. You know what I'm saying? I'm just out the mix. I just do me. You know what I mean? I feel like if you're in the mix too much, you're in the middle of everything, that's when you get caught up with life and get distracted. But I feel like I've always been good with just separating myself from the pack in a good way to focus on myself to do what I got to do. So, you know, those are that. My values, I'm really big on loyalty. You know what I'm saying? I always say it all the time. You know, for me, I trust you. I'm loyal with you until you break my loyalty. You break my loyalty, it's raps. I can't really mess with you like that all the time. So, loyalty, you know what I'm saying? Genuineness, because I'm a genuine person. You know, I'm the type of person where I'm going to give you 100% of myself and not expect nothing back. You know what I'm saying? So whatever I do is just from a genuine spot of my heart. So I value genuineness, and so genuineness, loyalty, and another one I would say is, honestly, I would say there's a lot, but top 3, I would say, honestly, character. Like I like how you move as a person, what you do on a day to day, how you carry yourself. You know, that really holds value to me, because what you say about yourself is what I'm gonna say about you at the end of the day. So, you know, I would say those 3 type thing, if that kind of answers the question.
For sure. And you said one thing about when you were describing yourself, like you kind of stay off to yourself. You do your thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, I feel like I share that same quality now. The business that we're in, guys, we do network marketing, right? But when you're growing a team, right, you're in a leadership position. That is the business, right? Network marketing is a leadership business, right? And so you are leading over 200 people.
Facts.
How do you manage to balance those 2 things? How do you manage to find that harmony between, like, okay, I need to be around these people, I need to lead them, I need to pour into them on a consistent basis, but also, like, I like to be them myself. Like, how do those 2 things, like, bounce off of each other? How do you reconcile them?
I kind of, for me, it was just, there's a moment and place for everything. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to sacrifice that time to yourself to be around people, even though, you know, you might not fully want to on a regular day-to-day basis. But, you know, business always has to keep moving. So it was just more of the way I kind of balance it is I kind of, you know, go to the gym. The gym, you know, if you follow me on Instagram,
y'all see the games.
You know
don't play with him. Big body.
We've been in it, but I say the gym is my safe haven, where it's like I don't talk to anybody really. Like I don't really deal with nobody. It's just me, my headphones, my beats, my AirPods, whatever it is, and I'm just doing me. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, PD, taking personal development, taking time, self-care, self-love. Where me and Trevor were actually talking about earlier, getting a haircut. You know what I'm saying? Little things like that. You know, look at him, just got a fresh cut.
Don't play.
But little things like that, I really take, you know, to myself, really taking that time. Because I feel like sometimes when you're so caught up on everything else and what's going on in the outside world, you tend to lose yourself, right? And when you lose yourself, it's going to be hard to pour into everybody else because you don't fully know who you are as a person. Sure. So, you know, it's really kind of finding that balance. It could be in the morning, it could be at night, midday. So it really just depends on the day, the time. But I always say you got to take that time to yourself because if not, you're going to get lost in all the sauce.
Let's talk personal development from that point, right? So, personal development, I mean, I feel like that's something I've always kind of done inherently. Like, not like I'm thinking, like, I'm finna go do PD. Like, I wasn't told saying, I'm gonna go do PD, right? But it was something where, in my head, I always wanted to do stuff that's gonna improve me. I was never the type to get entertained by stuff. Like, besides basketball, I didn't really watch TV. Like, I was never the type to binge watch shows on Netflix. I probably watched the entirety of one show, and it wasn't even because I wanted to. But, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't the type to get entertained. I always was looking for value in different things. And so that's something that for me, when I got into this space, and they were talking about, okay, make sure you're growing 1% every day. I know that's something you talk about a lot. But doing personal development, growing yourself, being intentional about the things you're listening to, reading, whatever. I hate reading, so I don't do it, but I listen to audiobooks. But for you, like, who do you feel like you learn from the most? Like, who do you feel like you get the most value from in terms of whether it just be strictly business stuff, just growing yourself, you learn the most about who do you see yourself in? Like, who are your kind of inspirations when it comes to that type of thing?
So for me, I kind of like, I talk to a lot of people. I do personal development a lot differently compared to a lot of people, to where it's like the way I kind of do personal development is I'm reflecting on my past and my past mistakes, you know what I'm saying, and other people's mistakes and learning from them. But one person I really would say, you know what I'm saying, especially for all my, you know, young men is Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson, he's a philosopher. He educated in Canada, a little bit at Harvard. But Jordan Peterson is someone that, you know, I feel like if it wasn't really for him, a lot of things, a lot of ways I see life, wouldn't be the way it is. And, you know, I'm really spiritually inclined also. So I kind of, really looked in the spiritual realm and all of those different things. But Jordan Peterson, Tony Robbins, I'm not really into all like the motivation screaming stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because it don't really take me nowhere. So I would say those two people, but really Jordan Peterson has really, I would say, shifted a lot of my perspective, especially, in high school, being young and till now.
And what do you feel like is the biggest lesson you've been able to learn from either somebody you watched from like afar? Right, I'm gonna ask two questions, right? So I want to start with someone you've watched from afar, somebody like a Jordan Peterson or a Tony Robbins. Like, you don't know these people personally, but they've had that kind of indirect mentorship on you. What's the biggest lesson you've been able to learn so far from somebody like that? And then I'm gonna ask you the same thing from somebody you have a little bit more direct contact with.
So for them, Jordan Peterson is really focused on just improvement, just growing yourself, focusing on yourself, not being so caught up on everything that's going on in life, and really knowing how to think. You know what I'm saying? He's someone that kind of breaks every single thing down. Like, okay, if this happened, it's probably because this happened in your past. You know what I'm saying? So really just learning how to think, and really just knowing how to grow as a person, right? Different qualities, how to communicate with people, how to say, be proper. You know what I'm saying? Like all of those different things that a lot of people kind of forget. Those are, kind of stuff like that, really been able to help me and really just grow.
For sure. All right, dope. I like that a lot. Now, same question from somebody you are getting direct either mentorship from, someone you have direct contact with. It could be a friend, like you said, it could be a mentor, or somebody you've come across in your life that you've had literal direct contact with. Like, what's the biggest lesson so far that you've learned from somebody like that?
Biggest lesson I've learned so far, I would say by experiences, just with different people, was focus on yourself. Focus on your grind. Focus on your grind, your Duffy. Don't be so caught up on what everyone else got going on, and really be in tune with yourself. And it'd be, if I'm here just sitting here, I'm gonna say a lot of names. You know what I'm saying? But I would say the gist of it is, really focus on you. Really focus on your grind, because no one got you like you got yourself, type thing. So yeah.
No, that's a fact. Let's stay there, bro. Let's stay there. Because again, you're a leader, right? You're a leader. Again, you're 20 years old, leading over 200 people. That's something that not a lot of people can say. I mean, most people who are the regular job, right? You're leading 200 people, you're getting paid a whole lot of money.
Facts.
And that's something that takes time to actually achieve, things like that. Now, for you, knowing that, okay, you want to focus on yourself. A lot of people don't do that, right? We got whole industries that are built around like gossip and people just being invested in other people's lives in a way that I personally think is unhealthy and unproductive. But how is it that you help people kind of realign how they think to focus on themselves? Because you would think that's like something intuitive, like, yo, focus on yourself, focus on your growth, and you'll get to where you want. But I think a lot of people, whether it be their current situation, they're just caught up in where they're at, and it's not necessarily where they want to be, so they find an escape in somebody else's life or whatever. But how do you help people kind of reshift their focus onto themselves, their growth, their development, and their goals?
The first thing I honestly feel like you need to do is understand what you want, what you want in life. The reason why a lot of people are so caught up on what everyone else is doing, because they don't know what they want. You know what I'm saying? But once you kind of figure out what you want in life, you can kind of now redirect that, because what you want is your destination. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have a destination, you're driving your car, you're just taking left, you're taking right, you're stopping here, stopping there. But if you have a straight line, okay, cool, this is where I am now, this is where I want to go, it's going to make it a lot easier for you to get there. So then now everything else, that growth, that journey, the ups and downs is going to lead you there. But if you kind of just going through growth and ups and downs and you're not headed nowhere, you're going to be so caught up in what everyone else got going on, because you're not going to be happy with where you are. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be like, oh, you're going to find happiness in this person or that person, or they're going to kind of distract you from what you got going on, type thing. So I always say the first thing that I always look at is, okay, where do you want to go? Like financially, physically, mentally, spiritually, right? And then from there, like I always say, if you really talk to me on a day-to-day, okay, how can we grow 1% in all of those aspects? But it's just all about knowing where you want to go first.
And what about somebody who doesn't actually know where you want to go? Because I know for me personally, especially when someone comes, and I start working with somebody, the first question I ask is like, yo, what do you want? Like, what does success mean to you, whether it be in this opportunity or just in general? Where do you want to be at the end of this year? Where do you want to be 3 years from now, 5 years from now, right? What does success mean to you? And there are a lot of people who really have not thought about that. They haven't been trained to think about that. So what do you do with somebody, or what would you tell somebody who doesn't actually know what it is that they want yet?
I feel like everyone really knows what they want. They just don't know in what way. You know what I'm saying? So it's really about finding in what way. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people kind of choose what they want to do in life through finances. You know what I'm saying? In our reality, a lot of people say, I want to become this because I'm going to get paid this amount of money. But it's like, so it's really all about, okay, breaking it down, really listening to the small conversations and showing them a different life. Because a lot of people you don't know what you don't know at the end of the day. You might not know you want a Lambo until you sit in a Lambo or you see a picture of a Lambo. So like little stuff like that. So dream building to the point where I'm sitting down with them, our eyes are closed and we're talking about the future. Like, oh, yo, what color do you want your house? Where do you want to live? What city you want to live in? Next thing you know, now you're painting a vision in their head to where now they know what they want. But it kind of just takes little things. It might be a color. It might be a building. It might be a street name. It might be a car model. It might be certain type of jewelry. But you don't know what you don't know until you actually get there.
For sure. Damn, that was deep. That was value. I think I'm gonna take a pause here. I know the camera cuts out at like 30 minutes. So we're gonna take a pause here. After we come back, insert some commercials here. Just kidding. I'm not getting paid ads yet. But we're gonna take a pause here, and then when we restart it up, I want to talk specifics about what you got going on in terms of like the different endeavors you're in. Like, how did you get into your clothing brand and stuff like that? Just to give people some value into how they can actually get into these spaces, and then we'll wrap it up. So
excited,
this has been great so far.
Yes, sir.
Part 2 coming soon.
Don't play with it.
What's good? So I'm back with Thierno. And so what we're gonna do now is, Thierno, I really just want you to walk people through how you got to the point. So I know, like I said, you have the business, you trade, but you also have your clothing brand. That's really what I want you to focus in on, and your journey to getting to the point where you launched it. Because I know you got a lot of stuff going on. Like, a lot of people probably don't know all the different things you could be doing with your brand right now. You just focus on other things. But I know that's something you've been talking about for a minute, right? And that's what I really like to talk about, like people's passion projects and stuff like that. So if you can kind of just talk about, one, the brand, what it means to you, and then how you went about developing it from just like the idea stage to actually executing it, what you got planned in the future, and just let us know how someone could do something like that if that was what they were interested in.
For sure. So, the way Fab Fuller became Fab Fuller was an interesting story. You know what I'm saying? It's interesting. Shout out to my brother, man, Julian. Hopefully he's on, on episode real soon. He's actually, the reason why Fab Fuller is Fab Fuller today. He kind of came up with the name, right? So basically, the way Fab Fuller really just started was just me off e-commerce, right? Dropshipping. I was dropshipping silk do-rags and bonnets because I had waves at the time. I got the curls now, but that's kind of how it really started, right? Kind of really started to where I was like, okay, I'm going to just sell do-rags, bonnets, and then, made them custom. Was going to make some custom ones, custom designs, type thing. So that's the really idea of how it happened. You know what I'm saying? And then so basically Fab Fuller really is just kind of representation of me. You know what I'm saying? So like I said earlier, I'm first generation American, right? My parents are from Guinea-Conakry in Senegal, and my tribe is called, I'm Fulani basically. So kind of what I did, so say if you're in my language, you'd be like, oh, I'm Fuller. So I kind of just took that and then put Fab, like fabulous, and like Fab Fuller in front of it. You get what I'm saying? Cause
really should have wore the shirts.
Yeah, easily should have wore the shirts. I was actually wearing one earlier at the gym. You know what I'm saying? Nice. So that's kind of the name of how it happened, because I kind of wanted to do something to represent my culture, because a lot of people, from where I'm from, aren't really representing it the way I feel like, it should be represented. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of want to be that trendsetter, right? Kind of be that person to put my peoples on the map. So that's kind of how the name started. And, mission statement kind of what I'm trying to really accomplish is, like I said before, is kind of bring awareness to my country. You know what I'm saying? So where kind of when Fab Fuller really got developed and started, there was a lot of civil war, so a lot of corrupt government, and one reason why the government is so corrupt is because everyone else is just so broke. You know what I'm saying? So my goal was to where get Fab Fuller to a point where after every purchase or after a certain amount of sales, a certain percentage of that would actually go back home. So now it has a deeper meaning to it. You know what I'm saying? To where it's social work now. So that's kind of really my goal, and my goals and aspiration of Fab Fuller was at that moment in time, just selling do-rags and bonnets. And then, me growing up, I've always been someone that's into fashion, into clothing, and I forgot who I had the conversation with. It might have been Julian also. He's a brother to me. And he was like, bro, why don't you get into clothing? Why don't you get into, designing clothes and all those different things, and kind of start your own business off that. So that's kind of how the clothing kind of came into play. And then, if you've seen the logo is a rose. And the reason why I chose a rose is because a rose represents different things, right? Different colored roses represent different type of stuff. So that's kind of really how Fabfula kind of came into play. You know what I'm saying? Using the name, then a meaning, because I feel like if you don't have a meaning to what you're doing, or if I don't have a meaning to it, why would you support it? You know what I'm saying? And that's what kind of pushes me to take it more seriously, a lot more now, to where we're really planning for a big fall collection. Really, that's really where my head is at, my goal is at right now. So, be on the lookout for that. And it's gonna be crazy, man. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be lit. So that's kind of really a little bit of how, a certain version of how it all happened. All of that kind of happened in the span of like 72 hours. Name, the whole brand idea, 72 hours.
And so you said you started off, you were doing drop shipping. How did you get into drop shipping? Can you just literally give people like technical steps? Like how can you get into drop shipping? How can I create my own brand for somebody who would want to do that?
So basically, the way I got into drop shipping was, with the partners that we have within, the business that we're in, we actually have, people who actually educate us on how to actually start drop shipping, right? How to start, selling things online. So basically what I did was say, hey, there's educational platforms that could teach me how to start an online store. So what I did was, gain access to that. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna learn how to drop ship. So learn how to drop ship. So basically what drop shipping is where, you're the person that's connecting the supplier to the person at a shop, and you're like the middleman. So what I did was found a supplier that sells do-rags, premium do-rags, and I found the audience that wants do-rags, and I kind of became the middleman to that, to where I made it easier for them to shop, and then I kind of get the profit off of that. You get what I'm saying? So basically, like I said, educational platform kind of taught me how to do that, how to make ads, how to really set up the website the right way, because image is everything. And then from there, started with do-rags, silk bonnets. Didn't really think of it too much, and then started doing more research about clothing. And then, around the Boston area, found certain suppliers, certain vendors, came up with a design, right? Like I said, you want to have a design, and then from there you find the vendor. They really do all the work for you, right? They make all the shirts, and then from there you ship it out yourself. You do the marketing, all that stuff. But it all kind of really just started with me learning how to make my own online website and learning how to actually become an online business type thing and selling stuff online. So that's kind of really the first step. So find an educational platform to actually teach you how to do it. Find what you need, what you want to sell, and then who you want to sell it to, right? Because you might want to sell something, but if it's not going to sell, there's no point in doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because your business will fail. So finding what you want to sell and what will sell, figuring out a name, a target audience, and then kind of just going from there. Now, little things like ads and networking and marketing go into play, but it kind of all starts with those steps right there.
Dope. Yeah, and I know, so you was doing the do-rag thing. I know I bought a do-rag and a bonnet. And then you kind of transitioned into actual, like, your clothing brand with Fabfula. Do you drop ship your, like, T-shirts and stuff like that, or is it different?
So basically with the T-shirts, they're all in my room. You know what I'm saying? I have a separate room in my house where there's boxes of rooms. I mean, boxes of clothes. You know what I'm saying? And then, fold them up. I do everything at home with my mom. My brothers help me sometimes when I'm traveling in a way, because other businesses. But everything I do by myself. Made some of the couple of the shirts that we had that I actually sent out to people. I made some of those shirts. So everything with Fabfula, I kind of wanted to make it a way where I'm doing most of the work, because I want to feel like I'm Fabfula at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Instead of having other people do it, I could have paid someone to do it, but it doesn't make the journey as enjoyable for me, at least. I kind of want to I want to get it out the mud with it type thing, not take no shortcuts.
That's dope. And I guess the last thing I'll ask is, how does the network that you have, again, we do network marketing, which everybody has their opinion on, but at the end of the day, you learn very valuable skills, networking and marketing. Right? In order to be in business, you have to know how to build relationships with people, and you have to know how to market whatever it is that you're selling, right? So you learn those skills through that business, right? So how did that kind of help you in growing or getting out your Fabfula brand? Because there are plenty of people in the world who try to do the clothing brand thing. I know plenty of people, I'm gonna do a clothing brand, and it goes nowhere because they don't have nobody to sell it to. Like you said, they don't really have an audience. And I know, like I said, I bought a couple of shirts. I know pretty sure Julian got a shirt. The other people in this room got shirts, right? So you already had that network. So how did having that established network, that business, that going on, help you in creating and turning a profit? Because you turn a profit like from day one, right?
First couple hours.
First couple hours. That's something that not a lot of people are able to do. So like, how did what you were doing prior to starting that clothing brand actually help you move your clothing brand faster?
It was a shortcut. Imagine being in a group chat with 1,000+ people that are all like-minded, all want to win, all supportive. We're a family, and say, hey guys, I started my brand. Can you guys support me? And you just drop the link in the chat. You drop the Instagram in the chat, and they support you because they know that you're doing it from a genuine spot of your heart, because you've developed that relationship and you developed that character within yourself. So it kind of gave me a shortcut to where I was just like, all right, bet, say that. I could do this. If I know I'm giving out good products, they're going to buy it. And even if they don't buy it, right, what a lot of people kind of mess up is they get mad when people don't buy their products. But if they posted you on their Instagram, someone else might see that and want to buy your product. You get what I'm saying? So all love is love at the end of the day. That's how I look at it. If you buy a product, if you buy something or not, if you show me love, right, one person, me showing you something could lead you showing to the whole Harvard campus. Right. And then there's just a trickle effect. So it kind of gave me an advantage to where I was just like, yo, I'm going to take advantage of this. What I have right now, a shortcut to really boost it up. You know what I'm saying? Because the more people that are seeing your stuff, good or bad, I always say good or bad, publicity is publicity. You know what I'm saying? So if you're the topic, if you're always doing things that other people aren't doing, people are gonna talk about you. You know what I'm saying? And you can now kind of move around the way you want to move around and really be strategic with every single thing that you're doing. So it really helped me out. You know what I'm saying? So I really highly suggest for the people that kind of want to get into this type of realm, don't be shy. You can't be shy. You got to be able to talk your talk. You could ask Trevor. I was talking my talk. Fab Fuller wasn't how I really wanted it to be, but to everyone else it was, because I was letting them know. Even though I was stressing about this and that and this, I let them know that, yo, this Fab Fuller is gonna be the hottest thing on the block by next summer. You know what I'm saying? So that's the goal, by next summer. But I'm speaking into existence now, and now a lot of people kind of want to just support it because of the confidence. You know what I'm saying? So I would say if anyone's trying to really get into clothing, or just really building your own business in a fashion way, or just any way, you have to be your number one supporter and the number one critic. You gotta be willing to post it every single day. You gotta be willing to go outside and be like, yo, bro, like, yo, I got this brand, bro, da 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 da. You know, really talking to different people and understanding that it's a process. So you gotta enjoy it. You gotta enjoy the ups and downs, but it's gonna really go far if you really take it far. You gotta genuinely drag it, invest money into it, thousands of dollars, thousands of hours, designs that I've created that I don't even use. They're just sitting on my laptop. Money that I put into it that to the fullest extent didn't always get back right away, but it's all going to be worth it at the end of the day. So yeah.
Hey man, well, that's all I got, yo. Y'all got some real sauce. Got a whole lot of just overall value, but then you got some direct steps. So if you're somebody that's interested in creating an online store, creating a brand, right? You got some direct steps that you can take. Definitely Thiernos. I don't even know where I'm about to post this up at, but wherever I post it up, you're gonna see how to get in touch with Thierno. Matter of fact, how can people get in touch?
So basically, my Instagram is honcho_Sal. So HXNCHO_Sal. Instagram, that's where you can reach me. I'm on Instagram a lot. Fab Fuller's Instagram is Fab Fuller, so FABFULA. Follow me on the gram. Show some love, you know what I mean? Let's really connect, and you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a journey. So I'm really heavy on Instagram. So shoot me a follow, shoot me a text, and we're gonna get it popping for real.
Say that, y'all. So go hit him up. Appreciate you coming on here, bro. This was Sauce. He's definitely gonna be back. We got a whole lot more sauce coming. He mentioned Julian a few times. Julian's definitely gonna be on here as well. So man. We got a lot more cooking up. But this was great. Like I said, first episode of the Global Renaissance Podcast. It's a wrap. I will see y'all next one.
Ow.